Hey y'all, I am Daniel Aaron, trainer of preeminent yoga teachers around the world and a guide to vibrant living. And I'm really happy that you are here today to see this, because that means that you are interested in yoga teacher training. And that means you're in one of three awesome groups. One would be you're already a yoga teacher and you want to take it to the next level. Awesome. Two, you're thinking, hey, yoga's cool. Maybe I can make a career of it. Maybe I can be a yoga teacher. Maybe I want to be a yoga teacher. And that could blend us right into the third category, which is you've been touched by yoga in some way and you want to go deeper. And to do that, it's you need something more than just going to a whole bunch of classes, right? Now, for me, how I got to this, well, actually, I'll tell you that in a minute. And I'll tell you how I got to this being the Daniel Aaron Yoga Teacher Training, funny as that sounds, to leading trainings. And picture this, it was 2002, I was in New York City, and I had been obsessed with yoga for many years now. I'd done training after training. I was a yoga teacher training junkie, mostly because it was fun. I actually wasn't interested in teaching for the first several years. I was in that third category. I wanted to go deeper. It was transformational. It was powerful. And, you know, for me as a kid, I was a pretty ordinary kid. I grew up in a standard American family, lower middle class. Things were okay. We got by. But what I also saw is we got by and so did everybody else, and that was kind of it. And it was kind of depressing, and it was kind of like, there's got to be more. You know, I remember from the earliest age knowing there's got to be more to life than this. And yeah, there was a lot of pain in my family and a lot of yelling and screaming and people not in yoga. They were disjointed. But that was, you know, as far as I knew, that was normal. And that is normal for a lot of folks. Somehow, though, I'm really lucky. Something stayed with me that is, there is more. There's got to be more. And also lucky for me, things got worse and better. In '95, I had an awakening, which I didn't know what that was. I didn't know what Kundalini was at that time, and all I know is it was awesome and scary, and it really messed up my life. And coming out of that is when I got obsessed with yoga and everything else that led to the state of yoga that I could find. And so back in 2002, I had been, you know, what is that, for 7 straight years obsessed, going from training to ashram to teacher to therapy to whatever I could find that would help me to feel better. And, you know, of course, in that process, I started sharing more with other people too. And I was in New York City, 2002, and I ran into my friend right at, oh my goodness, I never realized before, right at Union Square. That is so cool. We were right at Union Square, and she knew I'd gone to a yoga class. I was staying with her and some friends, and she said, "How was your yoga class?" And I was like, "Yeah," you know, positive, upbeat, optimistic. I was like, it was good. And she's like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Well, it's, you know," and I love moving my body, and I was addicted to moving my body and getting yoga tricks. And I was like, "Yeah, it was good. I got a good sweat. I got a good workout." She's like, "Yeah," and I said, "Well, it's just more is possible. I know there's more possible in teaching yoga besides just moving the body around and doing yoga tricks." And then, you know, those moments that change everything? She looked at me and she goes, "Uh-huh." And I knew, man, right then, I was like, "Oh, Amy." I knew what it meant is she was saying, "Are you going to complain about it?" Which is really sort of what I was doing, maybe. Or are you going to do something about it? And right then I knew, okay, it's up to me to take all that I've got and create trainings. And so what I've created and what you might be interested in, and by the way, I love that you are investigating yoga teacher trainings, because, well, one, anyone you do is probably going to be fantastic, because if you devote yourself to yoga for a period of time, especially in the way we do it, which is in a focused period where you're immersed in it for a period, and for us it's 26 days, it's awesome. And I applaud you for investigating, because they're not all the same. There are many different specialties to it, and the specialty that I bring and I create to it is, well, one, I do everything extremely high quality, including the faculty, and I'm very excited for this next training at Omega Institute, which is where I went myself in 1996 when I first got obsessed with yoga, a kid in a candy shop, sponge learning everything there was to learn there. And because Omega has incredible resources, and I get to bring my whole network of yoga teacher friends and people that are at the top of the profession for many years to give you a well-rounded experience of yoga, to help you find what yoga is for you. And the biggest thing, though, is my greatest aim in teaching yoga, whether it's a class or the training that you're interested in, is to help people be yoga, to be themselves, to be the truth of who they are. And for most of us, that's a matter of seeing what's possible, yes, and that's a lot of the educational part of yoga, and the practice part of doing it creates a transformation, it creates alchemy, it creates us to be who we can be, to set ourselves on a path of being greater and greater yoga teachers and beings all the time in service to the people that come to us, the people that are around us. And y'all, last thing I'll say for now is thank you for being on the path of service, the path of mastery, the path of yoga. I hope that our paths cross, that I get the chance to meet you, to serve you. And if you're interested in joining and you're ready, apply right there below. If you want to talk about it, give me, send me an email and we'll talk, and we'll figure out if this is the right training for you. It's not for everyone, I'll be honest with you. This is a intense, really fun, awesome, and challenging experience, after which nothing will be the same. Your life will be totally different. As one of my teachers said, be careful with yoga. It'll mess up your life. And it will. The old will be gone. What you will see from here, though, magic.